So we have the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and it was discovered in 1997 by a man named Moore, and it actually began accumulation 60 years ago after World War II, and that was when we started making mass production of plastics. The speed of the onset is billions of plastic items were accumulating year after year, and researchers say that the Great Pacific Garbage Patch sprawl may cover an area as much as 1.5 times the size of the U.S. and to a depth of 100 feet, if not deeper.
A collection of marine debris in the North Pacific Ocean is what's accumulating in the Pacific Garbage Patch. So this marine debris is litter that ends up in the oceans, the seas, and other large bodies of water. In specific, we're talking about the one in the Pacific Ocean. So yes, this spans from the west coast of North America all the way to Japan. So this is mostly a compile of western garbage patch near Japan and the eastern garbage patch between Hawaii and California. So you're going to see more developed nations that are contaminating the oceans. This is most likely happening because of the link by the North Pacific subtropical convergence zones. So this happens because the convergence zone is an area where warm water from the South Pacific meets the cooler water from the Arctic, and it basically acts like a huge highway that moves debris from one patch to another. And this could be anywhere between 1 to 5 years. If it's located in Japan, the garbage will take 1 year to get to this convergence zone. However, if the garbage is from North America or Hawaii, it'll take about 5 years to reach this Pacific garbage zone. According to scientists, it is the largest plastic dump on Earth. So plastic patches are larger than the waste dumps on land, the one that's in this Pacific Ocean right now.
So the content of the garbage patch, because plastics are non-biodegradable, it actually just becomes smaller and it becomes microplastics, and it can't be seen by the naked eye, but in the picture you see that it's very small and that it together look like cloudy soup in the ocean. And it's intermixed with large items such as fishing gears and shoes. And in fact, that 7% of the marine debris actually sinks to the bottom of the ocean because it's heavier and it will not float. And actually no one knows how much debris makes up this garbage patch because it's too large for scientists to trawl, which means to send a net down to the bottom of the ocean and pick up all that debris, and that not all the trash will float to the surface.
So this garbage patch is harmful to marine life living in this area. Scientists found that plastic has become evident in 99% of the garbage patch fishes. And this is harmful because even loggerhead sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellies and they end up eating it, and albatrosses mistake plastic pellets for fish eggs and feed them to their chicks, which have died because of starvation or ruptured organs. Seals and other marine mammals get entangled in abandoned plastic fishing nets and drown in what is called ghost fishing, because no one's actually fishing, but because of the residents of the mistaken plastic fishing nets, the fish are still being caught and no one's eating them.
So effects on the food chain, and this plastic disturbing marine food webs is because it collects near the surface or on the surface of the ocean, and it blocks sunlight from reaching the plankton and algae. And plankton and algae are the most common autotroph producers in the marine food web and produce their own nutrients from oxygen, carbon, and sunlight. And a majority of the animal population actually survives on plankton or algae, and it's in fact there's 6 times more plastic than plankton. So if the animals are unable to feed on algae or plankton, there'll be less, their populations will decrease, and it'll affect other animals or predators until the point where seafood becomes less available and it will cost more to obtain.
Plastics leach out and absorb harmful pollutants and colorants and chemicals that are linked to environment and health problems. They can also absorb pollutants from seawater and can enter the food chain when consumed by marine life. So we're looking at a large-scale effect, not just on the animals just in the ocean, but when we eat them, we're also going to be absorbing these harmful chemicals.
So the primary response is that no one is actually taking responsibility for this. because it is in between. It's too far from the coast, any country's coastline. It's in between, and it was stated that cleaning it up would bankrupt any country that tried it, as well as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Marine Debris Program has estimated it would take at least 67 ships 1 year to clean up less than 1% of the garbage patch. And they have set drones to determine that there are 100 times more plastic by weight than they previously measured, and they also discovered that more permanent plastic features or islands are there, and some of those islands are more than 50 meters or 59 feet in length.
So the secondary response would be something that we're continuing to do to this day, which would be limiting our use of disposable plastics and increasing our use of biodegradable resources that would be easier to clean up in this specific garbage patch. Plastic pollution and calation and the Plastic Ocean Foundations are using social media and other direct actions in order to campaign so we can stop using as much plastic. So yes,